What's indeed going on, Jerome's? Happy Monday, even though, yes, we got pain. Our guy Mosh putting out the infographic that sort of is emblematic of how we're all feeling, especially after Saturday. Just rough, man. Also, man, I feel bad for Will Smith. Like, Will Smith, Fresh Prince, Independence Day, Hitch, turned into a punchline. He'll be all right. He'll be all right. Just like the Vikings will indeed be all right. Someone who won't be all right is the greasy, grimy Green Bay Packers dropping a deuce. Hey, where's all that Jordan Love talk about how he's the second coming? But the Buccaneers go into Lambeau, and just like the NFC Central rivalry rekindled, they go in and completely stomp the Packers. Whatever. And the Packers actually knocked out of the playoff places as of right meow. And also, what's great, so yes, what happened week one? The Vikings against the Buccaneers of Baker Mayfield was annoying. But the fact, hey, jumping Joe Barry, Packers DC. I mean, you got so much talent on that side of the ball. It's where you spent some of your money. That's where you spent a lot of draft capital. And you let Baker Mayfield, the bust, El Bustio of number one overall picks, come into your building and drop a 158.3 perfect quarterback rating. It's rough, man. It's rough. But, again, things you hate to see. That something you also hate to see is the crooked Chicago Bears, who indeed were leading 17-3 over Joe Flacco. Wait, no, 17-7, whatever. They had a lead late in the game against the Browns and Joe Flacco, who, I mean, Flacco throwing interceptions all over the place. It's kind of rough. But the Bears let the Browns come all the way back. And again, who blows double-digit leads in the fourth quarter? I don't know who does that, man. But the Bears had a chance to get themselves a nice little win on the road against a very tough opponent. And they were this close. This close. So the Bears had a Hail Mary attempt. It was knocked around a little bit. And Darnell Mooney, the pride of Tulane, a guy that I like a lot, has had a bit of a rough year. He had the ball in his mitts, two hands on it, in his chest. And this somehow, some way ended up as an interception. What could have been? What could have been? But hey, how about you score more points, and how about you don't let Joe Flacco and his old ass and loose skin and old balls drive the ball on him? How about that? Also, David Njoku has really emerged as a stud tight end. That's just the U being the U. Talking about watching that Hail Mary play where, again, Mooney had two hands on the rock and sure brought it in. But he said, I damn near pooped myself, dog. Which is great. Again, also, that's anytime any Minnesotan eats anything like slightly spicier than ketchup. That's what happens, man. There you go. Also happening right now is Kirk Cousins getting a little bit of rehab in. He said yes on a Sunday. So he's his wife Julie posted this video, him walking around the Christmas tree and looking good. And here's the thing too. I know that a lot of people have been like, well, how come Kirk isn't on the sidelines? How come Kirk isn't this and other thing? Kirk is such a low-key guy. I don't think that he wants to take the attention away from the players on the field, because you see what happens with the Jets broadcast. Every single shot is of Rodgers on the sidelines or Rodgers walking into the locker room. I don't think that Kirk wants that, and it's not that Kirk isn't a supportive teammate. He absolutely is. I mean, him and JJ and the quarterbacks talk and text more than people know. And yeah, I mean, this is fine. Also, Kirk watches Sunday football games exactly like the rest of us. One of us. So no shirt, basketball shorts, and like if he had like gravy or buffalo wing sauce stains like on the chest, I mean that would basically be it. Now I'm also trying to determine, is the TV on the wall, is it crooked or is it on like one of those swivel hinges and it's just slightly like swiveled out to get the angle of the dangle? I don't know. But if it is hung crooked like that kind of bugs me. I'm very OCD when it comes to hanging TVs and also hiding cords and stuff like that. But it's an argument for another day. Something that happened the other day as well is Nick Mullins. So Nick Mullins, he threw two horrifically bad interceptions, like really, 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 really bad, especially that second one. He also threw two touchdowns, which he probably should not have thrown. They were very ill-advised throws. But overall, I mean, he completed almost 80% of his passes, 303, and he did operate the offense efficiently. He didn't put JJ in the hospital. His ball placement was great. He was getting the rock out on time. So, I mean, overall, throwing out some highs and throwing out some lows, overall, I think that he did pretty well. Will Rag at Sports Illustrated. The picks were obviously brutal, but Nick Mullins did enough yesterday to earn the start against the Lions, executed the offense, got his playmakers involved, went 8 to 10 on passes of at least 10 yards beyond the line of scrimmage, which is pretty good. Hey, Jake Browning, how'd you do on passes 10 yards downfield? Actually, probably pretty good because Jamar Chase and T. Higgins bailed you out, but it's okay. And I know it would be great to see Jaron Hall. I actually believe in his talent quite a bit, but Mullins, like Will said, like he did operate the offense efficiently, and what it came down to is adios mio. So I've just been trying to rehash this entire Tush Push debacle multiple times. First off, how do you do it behind Bradbury? How do you do it with Nick Mullins? How do you do it with Powell pushing? And again, the explanation that Kevin O'Connell gave in his post-game presser, not a fan, but I kind of see it. Kevin Seifert, who's not Carl Gershman, the view of the Vikings defense on the second Tush Push in overtime, so this is fourth and one. Kevin O'Connell said he used 3 wide receivers to keep the Bengals out of goal line short yardage, usually defined as 5 or 6 defensive linemen. But the Bengals still had 2 D linemen lined up over Garrett Bradbury and pushed him back into Nick Mullins, and the Vikings actually lost yardage, and it was really pointless. All right, so again, I sort of understand the logic of 11 personnel keeping the Bengals heavies off the field. But also with Reader out, I mean, they were impacted in their short yardage defense, but also it didn't matter because they stoned them twice. Well, the Vikings would have got it, except the Bengals allegedly got that timeout in before the first 3rd and 1 play. But again, doing this twice, the same exact play, I don't know, man. I don't know. And also, Flores running up behind you, call a timeout. Something I do know is that Jordan friggin' Addison is looking really damn good. He's looking like the best first-round wide receiver in the class. He and Puka Nacua and Sling and Sam Laporta are looking good in terms of ball catchers from this group. And Vikes fan page, Vikings wide receiver Jordan Addison has 9 receiving touchdowns this season. That is tied for 3rd most in the NFL and tied for the most among all rookies. Tied with Sam Laporta, because he had the hat trick against stupid-ass Sean Payton and the Bengals, or excuse me, the Broncos. He is 1 touchdown away from tying Sammy White for 2nd most receiving touchdowns by a rookie in franchise history. And I think he'll get it. I think he will break the record. I think that Addison will get at least 2 over the final 3 games. And again, it comes down to Mullins. I do think that Mullins can operate the offense efficiently. And again, if he can cut down on the stupid-ish, it would be great. And just like with Dobbs, if Dobbs could cut out the stupid stuff, he would have been fine. But he didn't, so that's why Mullins is in right now. And if Mullins doesn't, it's going to be Jaron Hall. See what we got for the future. But, yes, we live in a world of pain, but at least the Bears did not catch this Hail Mary, and at least the greasy, grimy Green Bay Packers lost to Baker Mayfield. So things could be worse. That's all. Anyways, your thoughts are thoughts. Vikings Monday news dump. Let us know in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But till next time, Skull Production Value.